Boom.
Biddly, 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 but yes, yo, here we go. Ain't nobody down round here, although kinda, but we're finally in a position where we feel like we can talk about yesterday. So without further ado, you know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. He's in, he's on, he's over, he's here. We had to move back to get his lordship in, to get his greatness in. Quick shit vid. I am just here to discuss the Millwall game. I wanted to do a video yesterday, but if anybody that tuned into my watch along, my live stream, I was in a bit of a mood. I was a bit radgy. I was alright after the game. It was what it was, and I must be the only one that doesn't believe in this. I don't want a cup run. I want to get beat 2-0 to Millwall. I honestly think I don't want to get radgy, so I'm going to try and remain, because ain't nobody down round here. I'm going to try and remain cool about it, because I am more than well aware that the most important thing is the championship and to go up and get promotion. I don't really think playing an extra 90 minutes this season is going to be the make or break of this team. I think we should be able to deal with it. I would have liked to have pit ourselves against a big Premier League side or whatever, got a good day out from it. I don't understand anybody that wants to lose football games. To be honest, can somebody explain to me when it's ever good to lose at any sport ever? I honestly wonder when these people that think it's a good thing to lose, because I think the two things are the same thing. I think you either think it's good to lose, or you can't want to lose if you don't think it's good to lose. So you must think it's good to lose if you want to lose that game, particularly in that fashion. I can honestly say I wonder whether people that want to lose football games have ever played an even remotely competitive game of football, or a competitive, thumb war with your brother. I don't know. The mind boggles. It blows my mind. It's ball baggery dumbfounds me. It's never good to lose football games, particularly in that fashion. I tried to not let the first half bother me. I thought, no, let the boys come out. Second half, get it sorted. They didn't, and that's when it did my head in, started to do my head in. And anybody that thinks the fan base don't want to win the game, everybody were flocking into Ellen Road, weren't they? I said flocking. Piling into Ellen Road. So, Struik, for the life of me, I said this weeks ago when he was scoring. I've never thought he was a brilliant penalty taker anyway, but I said it when he was scoring penalties, that you cannot tell me there's not a player on that pitch that can take a better penalty than that. The stutter, Struik, just to give you a heads up, at this Dumbo's level, the stutter is to see which way the keeper's going and then put it the other way. The stutter's not to go, oh, fuck, he's going my way. Oh, change it. Oh, it's too late. Terrible. I don't know why he's on the pens. I know we had a bit of a problem with penalties when nobody could score them. But, you can't tell me that, I don't know, Nonto, Rothwell, Joseph, any of them can strike a ball better than that. I understand it when it's just centre-backs just shouldn't be taking penalties unless they're rifling them in, unless they're absolute Don Corleones at it, and, the West Coast warlords at pens, you should not be taking them. I can understand it if you're a left-back like when we had Ian Hart. I don't think he was particularly good at penalties in all fairness, but he was a set-piece specialist, which he was, similar to Greenwood. That is a joke, anybody that knows the myth of the Greenwood free kicks, but he was a free kick specialist and stuff. He took all set pieces, so you put him on pens because he can twat it. He just very rarely did with pens, to be fair. He always went for placement, but just get him off the pens is my point. I'm stuck in between thinking Farker made too many subs and then the players just not doing enough. Probably the latter. It's a lot of subs to be made, but when you run through that team, you got Darlow, is awful, to be fair, by the looks of it. Schmidt, that would be a rotation, that would be a change. You've got Ampadu, who is the starting 11. You've got Struik, that'll come back into the start 11. You've got Byram, who's been in the starting 11 up until last week with Firpo coming in. You've got Gilavogi, we'll talk briefly about Gilavogi in a minute. You got Rothwell, who's a starter in the 11. You got Chambers, which is a rotation. So we're what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players in, and we've got 3 rotation players, which is the Chambers, Gilavogi, and Schmidt. Then Nonto, Ramazani, and Joseph have all been around the first team squad. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 11 have played plenty of minutes this year. They just didn't do enough. Ramazani's coming to a lot of flack as well, which I don't, I actually thought he was one of the ones that tried to contribute. I actually thought he was one of the ones that looked threatening. Like he's got a good strike on ball. It was good to see Chambers. After I thought few heavy touches, to be honest, at the start, I thought he settled, and then he had a pretty big chance, to be fair, which he remained really composed for. He did really well breaking into the box on his left foot, but then just hit it straight down keeper's throat. But that is what it is. We had 13 shots, 8 of them on target. They only had 2 shots on target. I think they had 9 shots, 2 shots on target. We had 65% possession. The reason why I think it matters, and I think the players they didn't respond very well to it. When Firpo were kicking out and Ampadu were getting a bit radgy, and I think Rothwell and Tanaka went piling into someone. There's a lot of ego involved in these things. It's not, I know it's a blip in the road and we'll just crack on with league now and they have to bounce back, but we shouldn't really need to be bouncing back at this point. I think we can all confirm that Meslier Silent S after the Darlow's performance is probably the way to go. Gilavogi getting load of shit as well. I don't really know what everybody expected, to be honest. Joseph's now getting absolute pelters online, Luckily, I have not seen a compilation video of Joseph's heavy touches and his poor passes and stuff, much like Twitter World did to Peral Parisley. But I think we can put to bed the fact that Farke's got this right, and we are heading in the right direction. The only thing I would say is with 20 minutes to go and you bring on all the big boys, it's like, what are we going for? We're 2-0 down. You bring Chambers off, bring Nonto off, bring Gilavogi off, bring Byram off, bring Ampadu off. You bring Firpo on, Peru on, Solomon on, Tanaka, and obviously DeBayo gets a bit of a cameo at end. But, Solomon, Tanaka, Peru and Firpo, we've gone back to the... Are we going for 2-2 then at that point? Because if we're going to 2-2, we might as well have just started them, because if we get to 2-2 and we go to extra time, there's 30 extra minutes. They've played 60 minutes anyway. So what's the point? Just go get the job done early doors. I understand that they should have done more, whatever, but I just thought, well, what's the point in drafting them on now? It just seems, pointless to me. Just throw the cup. If you actually don't want to be involved in the cup, the best way to save it is just to put all under 16s. Tell every single fan, say, we're not entering the FA Cup this year. We're putting some young lads in. We're going to get bummed to Harrogate. Let them have a go at it. What? I just can't. I fail to see the point. I fail to see the positive in losing football games. But ultimately, we're on to Tuesday, which I appreciate is a much bigger game. I'm all in. I know it's a bigger game. I know there's bigger things on the horizon. And promotion is the priority. We were never going to really win the cup. But you boring bastards, if you don't want to have a bit of a run in cup and get a decent game, get a decent away tie to some decent team. And who knows, Coventry made final last year, so there's actually no reason why we couldn't have gone on a bit of run. If we're going to end up in the Premier League, we're going to have to be beating these boys anyway, aren't we? Might as well have a look. It's a good yardstick. When we played Arsenal, when it was Bielsa, and we battered and we couldn't score, granted, but we battered and we were all over them. That was a good yardstick. It was positive. It boosts everybody. Everybody thinks, oh yeah, let's get in and on and over here. Let's get going. Whereas we've just been beat 2-0 to Millwall, who are shit. And they've done double over us now. We've got twice over us. Them set of twats as well. Twats.
The way they've been, the results they've had, 1 defeat in 13. I've got Muppets from Leeds talking about pressures on us and Bamford and Forshaw and a couple of others, and it's over to you and this, that and the other. They got beat 7 times since Christmas. We've been beaten once. We've set it up from Christmas to be in the race.
Boom.
JackCity, bitch! JackCity, bitch! Hey!
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you, I know to me that's just the way it is. Don't wanna ever feel surprised, that's why I ask no.